When I turned back, I was still in front of my PC monitor. I looked around at the center of the room with a gasp. Still in that position, I listened stealthily. No sound. And I imagined it. For 5 minutes, I went on paying close heed to the conditions outside the container house, too terrified to move a finger. In the end, I didn't sense anybody's presence, and I opened the door a crack to look outside, just in case. No one was there. Had it been a delusion? Even now, my heart seemed as though it were about to be crushed by anxiety. I sent my eyes back to the monitor. Shogun had already departed from the chat. The traces he'd left behind him consisted of only 4 lines. Not wanting to see even those words, I hurriedly got myself out of the chat room now that Shogun had vanished. My trembling still wouldn't stop. Shogun was challenging me. What could be so enjoyable about dogging me? Had Shogun finally resumed his activity, having selected me as his new victim? Was I the most convenient person for him to pin his crimes on?
誰か助けてよ
I gazed desperately at the post-awakening Seratan.
一人は怖いんだ
I didn't want to be alone. I wanted to have someone by my side. I wanted someone to protect me.
そうだ学校へ行けば
If I went to school, Rimi would be there. I couldn't endure spending more anxious time here on my own. I took off the third pair of trainers I wore as house slippers, hastily put on my uniform, and left my base. Going into the cold outdoor air made my headache somewhat milder. Words. A siren in the distance. A more restless atmosphere than usual hung about the city. Perhaps it was due to the earthquake. Sirens rang out unceasingly far off in the distance. I couldn't tell whether they were from fire trucks or ambulances. Most likely both. Yamate Street, 1 block away from where I was walking now, had become incredibly congested. Numerous cars had caused head-on collisions and had been left there in the middle of the road. I didn't see the drivers anywhere. Traffic was the fault of those abandoned cars, and the other drivers all honked on and on, as if they were going insane. As I stumbled my way towards school, a lone dog got in front of me, howling as it crossed my path. It was a chihuahua with bloodshot eyes, yanking its leash behind its short body, as it sprinted with all its might. Huge globs of drool hung from its open mouth. It must have gotten separated from its owner. As I saw it off absent-mindedly, I caught my toe on something and almost fell over. There was a fissure in the asphalt, with one side slightly higher than the other. This must be due to the earthquake. I stopped there and looked up at the sky. A few small clouds floated, carefree, in the midst of its dim blue. Immediately following the earthquake, it had apparently turned white, as if it were one giant aurora, but I couldn't spot traces of that anywhere. No, it definitely wasn't a normal earthquake. This wasn't the usual Shibuya. I simply couldn't calm down. It wasn't merely because of the earthquake's influence. It wasn't merely because of my migraine. Not only that, A certain urge threatened to wreck me. Bill was only walking around. For some reason, I really felt like I might want to kill someone. Whoa, what? By the time I reached the school gates, my anxiety and terror had grown stronger and stronger. I had chills. I wouldn't stop shaking. My headache resurged. When I looked more closely, there were people packed around the seniors building. I tried to spot Remy there. Mysteriously, every single one of them was alike in how they looked up at the top of the school building.
Oh, Taku!
Simikun came running up to me. Excellent. If I asked him where Remy was,
お前、今日学校来てたんだな。いや、そんなん今はどうでもいい
it
から。
happened. He spoke with a terrible sobriety, and his expression was pale. One rarely saw him so shaken. What on earth could have happened?
マジで。やばいよな。あれ。
Bad? What was?
病気だったんだろ
Did someone jump?
精神病のことがバレて余計におかしくなっちゃったらしいぜ。
Don't tell me she...
さっき飛べるとか言ってたぜ。やべえよ。やばすぎる。
Why are you laughing about it? Because what you're saying, it implies that fast food just jumped from the roof?
俺、人が死ぬとこマジで見てんだけど。
What the hell's going on?
人黒すぎて最高だぜ。
早く落ちてこねえかな。
Such conversation entered my ears from around us. Maybe I had an unpleasant premonition. Following the older students' gazes, I tentatively looked up at the school building. Knew it. At the edge of the roof stood a single girl. She held a D sword, the same one as from a concert. Her pose was that of one lifting a prayer to God in the heavens. Kishimoto Ayase stood there. What the hell's going on? Why is everyone... I mean, I'm assuming that the old school kids are just being influenced by some kind of experiment. Like Taku said, he felt like killing someone, so it's murderous rage or bloodlust. Maybe that's the cause of the new gen incidents. What if the new gen incidents are just multiple perpetrators, but every time it's a person that's being experimented upon, just to see how they would respond. Kishimoto Ayase felt the wind. Chilly wind had begun to carry with it a faint hint of winter. As she entrusted her body to the wind, her expression was very anguished, and drops of sweat rolled down her cheeks. Sumi Academy roof was surrounded by a metal fence, nearly 2 meters high. Ayase was currently standing in the barely 30 centimeter space that lay outside it. He had already been standing there for over 10 minutes. If she took another step forward, she would fall from the four-story high school roof. When the students had gathered below, they watched Ayase with bated breath.
やがて剣となりてこの身を切り裂くのだろう。
People had long since contacted the police and emergency medical services, but they hadn't arrived on the spot yet, due in part through the needing to respond to the earthquake of several hours earlier. Just something else popped up in my head. What if somehow it's possible for them, air quotations, to cause an earthquake so that the rescue service would be scrambled, delayed, basically, what's the English word? You know, out of commission? That would create even more chaos. The teachers darted around to prepare a landing mat, in case worst came to worst.
無関心という名の盾で戦火を免れる人々。
Ayase herself stretched out her back, standing up straight, as if the wreckage below had nothing to do with her. It appeared, in fact, as if she were deliberately attempting to sever anything. Oh, that was a burp coming up. Anything tying interest to the world below. Raising her chin to look up at the sky, she closed both eyes. She resembled a shrine maiden praying to heaven. Perhaps because she had a good sense of balance, her body didn't waver whatsoever in the small wind. Never mind the fact that she was carrying a colossal sword, one approximately as tall as she was, in her right hand.
神聖なる戦場の敵は心の内の悪意なるもの。
That sword, her D sword, was radiating a pale light, blinking painfully on and off. Still synchronizing with this blinking, agonized sighs fell from Ayase's lips, and a weak, thin whisper came leaping out with them.
悪意は時として意志を持ち、そしてその姿を表す。
Roti Roven, a whisper, luminously raised in the wind. Ayase opened her eyes, and ran a gaze across the subdued sky that lay over Shibuya's clustered buildings.
この世界は悪意の妄想に満ち溢れている。みんな他人の不幸が大好き。
Yeah, that's true. I mean, all the people below saying, "Oh, I wonder when she's going to fall. I want to see someone die." It's insane.
目を閉じても耳を塞いでもダメ。
Come on, Ayase, don't give up.
昔からずっと私のそばを離れてくれないわ。
As she murmured, he brought her enormous sword up to her chest. He embraced it gently with both arms. Seriously? His sharp-looking sword placed not a single wound on her body.
帰りたかった。大いなる意志が住むもう一つの世界に。そのために心を切り刻んで全部受け入れたわ。混沌の器としての夢を。
Ayase's expression contorted in grief. Where tears spilled from her eyes. Those voicelessly wet teardrops danced into space, borne away by the wind.
だけどグラジオールの帯同が活発化している。 時間がないのに。見つからない。見つからないのよ。天国の扉も、賢者も、導き手も、七つの神罰も。黒騎士の伝説は、本当なの？
No idea what she's speaking of.
歌はもうたくさん歌ったわ。それで足りないって言うなら。ね。大いなる意志よ。
Icy slowly spread her arms out on either side, so to embrace the sky itself, so to indicate her existence to a distant and high up god.
私は飛ぶわ。
The pale pulsing of a sword increased in ferocity. Icy closed her eyes for a second time. That moment, a final tear overflowed from the corners of her eyes.
お願い。この器は差し出すから。魂を連れて行って。
And she stepped forward without a moment's hesitation. With nothing there to hold up her body,
帰るべき場所へ。
as I sensed the chilly wind tenderly stroking her cheek, I felt that she'd been freed from everything. Helpless, all I could do was watch. And Icy spread her arms out on both sides, slowly stepped into thin air as though an invisible stairway lay there. Screaming and a general roar overflowed from the spectators, all at once. Icy's body lost its support like a puppet whose strings had been cut, and she flew inverted through the air. Everything went into slow motion. Icy's body plummeted down. The rate of descent was horribly slow, but she was definitely falling. Dying. She would die. I couldn't save her. It would be impossible to save her, falling from that height. Moreover, below her was concrete. Her bones would shatter, her innards would be crushed, spinal fluid would come bursting out, and Ducky's blood would spray every which way. That's way too specific. If only a flower bed or something were there. If only it were soft soil. Then maybe she would survive. I didn't want to see the moment of anyone's death. I was about to close my eyes. That instant, I felt it. A tingling at the nape of my neck. I turned around. No one was watching me. Everyone was either facing down or looking up. Whose eyes are those eyes? A sound resounded. Sound of falling. This was the first time I'd heard it. That sound was unexpectedly soft.
まさか。
Beside me, Mizumi-kun widened his eyes, stunned. So his line of sight ought to have been pointing towards the place where Isa landed. His gaze was filled more with powerful surprise than with horror or sorrow. Not only Mizumi-kun, all of the spectators, wearing expressions of incomprehension, went speechless.
生きてる。
Really? What? Huh? Live? We do that somehow? As they lay fallen, I couldn't tell whether or not her bones had shattered. I couldn't tell whether or not her innards had turned to pulp. Her spinal fluid hadn't come lashing out. Blackish blood hadn't flown everywhere. A frail but certain groan spilled from Isaac's mouth. She was alive. She appeared to have lost consciousness and didn't budge an inch. But she had almost no visible injuries. Only a minor trace of blood on her forehead. Even though she had fallen from the roof. She lay collapsed there, all but unhurt, on a flower bed.
花壇に
Had there been a flower bed there?
予定と結果に大きな違いがあったようだが。
Oh, what a scene that was!
我々は進化への第一歩を踏み出したんですよ。
First step towards evolution. What the hell does that mean?
見けたもの死人が出るなど我々は聞いておらんぞ。
計画に不備があったのかね。
いいえ、お二人にはぜひ人の進化の歴史というものを振り返ってみていただきたいものですね。
Are you implying that only the strong survive and the weak perish? Like survival of the fittest kind of mentality that you have?
進化には多少の犠牲はつきものという点については異論はない。
死人のことなどどうでもいい。重要なのは予定と違うということだ。
想定の範囲内ですよ、私の中ではね。
ならばなぜ事前に我々へ連絡せんのだ。
Maybe the dude in the middle has different goals and plans. So let's see.
情報をコントロールするにはそれなりの下準備が必要なのだぞ。貴様の推挙のために人や金を犠牲にしてきたわけではない。それを忘れるな。
ご安心を。先ほど申しました通り、全ては想定の範囲内。いずれ近いうちに選挙での票集めに苦労することも、強引な勧誘活動を告発される恐れもなくなるでしょう。我々が日本を、いや世界を変える日もじきに。
Domination, really?
口を慎め。300人委員会への造反が知れれば我らに待っているのは破滅だけだ。
君の役目は計画通りにことを進めることであって、それ以上でも以下でもない。
Interesting. From what I know so far is that the Committee of 300, at least in Steins Gate, they refer to it as some sort of the Illuminati-esque organization. And if these guys are rebelling against that, then I wonder what their goal is.
調整は我々がやる。
承知しています。
それで第二世代についての報告を聞こうか。
Second generation.
お二人にも満足していただける仕上がりですよ。ノア2はね。
And the Fate of Black, of course. I went from school to the park with all my might, stopping only when my breath is coming. My lungs furiously sought oxygen as I wheezed. I took a swift look about the park. There were absolutely no human figures around. I didn't catch sight of the personages I dreaded. Shogun and Yua. Relieved, I began collecting my breath. It was close to evening. The sky gradually transformed to blue, from blue to the color of twilight. The usual quietness of this park made the previous uproar at school seem like a lie. That incident had ended in a failed suicide. Oh, I screwed that one up. That incident had ended in a failed suicide attempt. An ambulance carried Ayase off. I had no way of knowing what happened to her afterward. After the stir, I gave up on searching for Rimi and ran away here. Spectacle from before was indelibly seared into the back of my brain. At the time the Ayase fell, I thought she could never be saved. She'd lived. I didn't know the details, but at least she hadn't died. She was breathing. She had few, if any, outer wounds. Under normal circumstances, she would definitely have died. She was miraculously saved because she fell atop the soft earth of a flower bed. But it was physically impossible for Ayase to have fallen on a flower bed, because there had not been anything like a flower bed down there until the instant before Ayase fell. That place had been the paved asphalt of a parking lot. Several teachers' cars were parked there. Despite that, why, in a single second, had a flower bed manifested? Had I done it? That's what I think. Even in the midst of being upset over it, I'd envisioned that maybe there was a flower bed beneath her. But just because of that, could a split-second illusion like that actually become reality? I'd wondered if I had some kind of special power and had undergone the similar experiences of witnessing Ayase divide in two. But could I do something as amazing as creating a flower bed instantaneously? Even though I didn't possess a deed sword? Furthermore, this flower bed had continued existing even after Ayase fell. When teachers ran up to her as she lay there, they left footprints amid flowers. Flowers blooming there. I thought they were the same as those planted in the courtyard flower beds. At their stems bent from being trodden on by the ambulance crew. And they were probably still in the same place even now. A delusion had become reality and stayed that way. And then ultimately disappeared like Ayase's doppelganger. And everyone had accepted the flower bed as if its presence was there perfectly normal. None of them had experienced any doubts about it. Would I negotiate on that?
Oi!
Lena? A sharp voice called me from behind. Before I had a chance to turn around, a hand stretched out and seized the front of my shirt. Without my having any chance to struggle, I got shoved violently into the playground equipment. My back slammed powerfully against it, and I moaned in pain.
お前だな。
I think so. Are we not going to choose a solution this time? I want to know what's going on.
あの花壇を作ったの。
Senna was the one who had used violence against me out of the blue. He grabbed the front of my shirt and pulled me up with incredible force. I couldn't breathe. I waved my arms around in vain, but he showed no indication of letting me go. On top of that, her eyes were brimming with a sharp light that might be interpreted as a desire to kill. I went cold, thinking she'd murder me. I frantically shook my head.
とぼけるな。
Then as fierce breathing brushed my cheek. With such rage as it appeared like she would bite me any moment. Why was this girl so violent and so scary? Save me. Somebody save me.
お前は天聖信仰会と関係があるのか。
What? Divine. What?
その力を誰から教わった？
Unusually, her voice had grown strained. But I had no idea what was going on. And all I could do for the time being was to keep shaking my head over and over.
あんなのありえない。理想度なしでエラーを現実にするなんて。お前はその力のことを誰に教わったんだ？誰からだ？答えろ！
No one told me a single thing about this power. But if I had to put it one way or the other... I can't breathe. I'm suffocating. I feel faint. I'm gonna die. It's no good. Just as I seemed about to lose consciousness, then I let me go without warning. I collapsed in place. As I hacked away, I desperately sucked in air. What the hell? Was Senna my enemy? As I thought originally, did she too work for Shogun? Nah, I don't think so. More that she's really soon, or just soon, maybe. If so, I had to escape.
本当に天聖信仰会とは関係ないんだな。
What was the Cosmic Church of the Divine Light? I'd never heard of anything like it. Seeing my bewildered face, then I finally stopped glaring. They clicked her tongue lightly and let out a sigh.
悪かった。関係ないならいい。
Muttering in the disinterested way that really didn't make it sound as if she were apologizing, then I began to leave. It would seem that she didn't intend to hurt me, and then I screwed up my courage and called to her. I thought she'd ignore me, but Senna stopped and turned back to face me. Her expression was still severe, but apparently she meant to listen to me.
力って何なの？
Senna knew something. She'd referred to the flower bed, saying, "You created it, didn't you?" Everyone on the spot aside from me had acknowledged the flower bed as something that had been there from the start. But Senna was different.
さっきの花壇どうなって？お前が妄想したんだろ？
Admittedly that I had, but
妄想は現実にすることが可能だ。本当じゃないものが景色に紛れ込む。
that's what happened to the new gen Murderous?
つまりエラーを現実として認識させる。でも視界に映すだけじゃそれって幻でしかないよ。
Illusions were no more than illusions, and they were false. If that flower bed were an illusion, I say I wouldn't have lived. I say I'd been saved because of the flower bed there wasn't an illusion, but rather the real thing.
世界の仕組みは3つの数字で全て説明できる。0と1、そしてマイナス1。ディソードは そのマイナス1を生み出すためのショートカットになる。だがお前はディソードなしでそれをやった。
So, if we can do this without the destroyer, does that mean we never get one? That would be too bad. She started saying things that were straight over my head again. No, but what Santa told me wasn't merely a flight of fancy. At least, the patent for VR technology had turned out to be a fact. Then I really did know something.
いいか、これ以上エラーを作るな。それがお前のためだ。それと他にもエラーを見たら教えろ。
She one-sidedly threw at me words that could be taken as a kind of threat, and she turned it back on me.
目に見えるものだけを信じられることがどんなに幸せか。
Senna spat out that particle matter, whatever, and this time she left for good.